your current business is Flight Control, which is a AWS deployment platform. That's a great tool for developers. Now, I understand on a high level what that is, it being a deployment platform, but please explain to our audience of people that are from principal cloud engineers all the way down to people that are just now learning what the tech industry is, like what that means exactly.
Sure. So AWS is Amazon Web Services.
Yes.
And it runs around 2/3 of the internet. Mm-hmm. And AWS is really awesome. They have these really robust primitives, these low-level building blocks for running web servers and other stuff you need to run internet software. But you need like 5 to 15 different AWS components assembled together in just the right way in order to actually like run a website. So it is like really low level, and you have to like know a lot, and it's just a ton of pain to like get it all to work correctly and right. And so that's like kind of the cloud. That's like what the cloud is. Yeah. And so, but that's like too hard for the average person to use, right? And so it was like maybe 15 years ago, there was a platform called Heroku that was created.
I remember Heroku. I don't remember what it does, but I remember Heroku.
Yeah, so Heroku is this wrapper around AWS that's a higher level abstraction that, you know, assembles all those pieces together for you and just gives you a much more simple interface for deploying an application. And so it's very easy for like an average developer just to deploy anything. And so that was like kind of a big revolution, making it much more accessible to, you know, build software for people. Mm-hmm. But the problem is a lot of companies started there, but then you outgrow it. Like you scale, and then you don't, since it's just completely wraps AWS, you don't have any access to go in and like customize stuff that you need. Okay. You don't have as good security and reliability and all of these.
So this is with Heroku, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but until now, you basically had this trade-off of things like Heroku. There's other things now like Vercel and Railway and so forth, but same concept. Mm-hmm. Easy to use, but has a lot of trade-offs, and only will scale so far. On the other hand is AWS, which will scale forever, is extremely reliable and powerful, but it's just a nightmare to use. And so, you know, one day I was like, I really love the developer experience of these other platforms like Heroku. Like I need that. Like I can't go use AWS by myself. Mm-hmm. But there's other AWS stuff that I want to use, but I can't because it's too hard. I was like, why can't you have the good developer experience and my own AWS account? And so that's the whole like story behind Flight Control was, let's remove this trade-off, this divide. Let's make AWS have this new abstraction level that will automate your AWS without completely abstracting it away. Yeah. And so we make your day-to-day life of a developer much easier because we automate it all, but it's still your own account, and the traffic is going directly to your AWS account instead of through like some custom layer that we have.
Man, that's so cool. I love how you were able to realize, okay, all right, I see the value that Heroku brings, and you're able to find like just kind of that space in between and be like, hey, how about we create something that has the best of both worlds here? And I think more often than not, there are a lot of people, and I love you being an engineer, like you have an engineer mind, because a lot of people that watch our content are engineers, and they want to do something more, but one of the things that they kind of struggle with is trying to think, okay, well, how can I be creative? I'm not a creative. And just sticking within your domain knowledge of realizing, hey, that there's something that's missing here. Like really, you just looked at your own pain, You're like, man, there's not something out here that does this. This would be incredibly valuable. Okay, let's go ahead and create this thing. And I think the thing that's really wonderful about that is that people can really realize and kind of resonate with that, where it's like, yo, if there's something you see that's missing, don't just kind of sit back and be like, man, I wish this thing was out there. It's like, maybe you could be a person that could like step out there and actually create something like that.